Right, so May Banlist has changed up the meta a lot. So to start off with, I think Altergeist is likely, I'd say, to be a higher tier rogue. In general, if you're a slower deck, I would say you're going to be higher tier than before, just because this format, in my opinion, is going to be quite a slow one. Most of the stronger combo decks have been hit, and so yeah, that's just going to really change up how things work. So yeah, Altergeist, top rogue, Ice Shade, not relevant. Sky Striker, I'm going to move down. I don't think it's a tier 1 deck, and I think it's going to be low tier 2. I think DP was flat out better. Therions is good, but there are better decks that can use Therions. Salad, I'm going to move up to tier 2 though. I think Salad got a lot. Even though they didn't really care too much about DPE, they just in general, they've got a lot of cards back. Again, it's a slow format, and it's just a strong deck in general. Flounder tier 1. Yeah, what the heck. Drytron hasn't changed, in my opinion. One Benton is not going to make the difference in that deck, so it doesn't matter. Virtual World. It's hard to say Virtual World. It could be tier 1, it could be tier 2. For now, I'm going to say that it's likely to be high tier 2, one of the best tier 2 decks. But it's really just time will tell. The problem with Virtual World is always going to be those bricks. However, it wasn't untouched by the ban list. It did get Desires back. And again, most of the combo decks have gone, and we're going to go into a slower format. So it may favour Virtual World. We'll see what happens. Ignistar, pretty much same place. Heat Soul's done nothing for them. Heroes has gotten a big buff, and I'm going to put them high rogue now, because now they're one of the only decks that can easily summon DPE, and I think that's going to have a huge effect on Heroes. I definitely think Heroes is better, and similarly with Dark Magician. Dark Magician is nowhere near as good as Heroes, but I was going to say it's mid rogue now instead of being low rogue, because again, it's one of the only decks that can easily summon Dragoon now. So I think having that advantage, I mean, we're ignoring the obvious elephant in the room, Branded, but ignoring Branded, it's only these decks that are going to be summoning those really busted boss monsters, which is nice. Invoked, I'm actually going to say tier 2. Yeah, I think Invoked in general has just gotten better. Those hits are nice. However, the unfortunate thing is, if you're a fusion deck right now, you're not going to do very well, because everyone is siding fusion hate because of Branded, unfortunately. Madolche's crap, don't play it. Magic Key's untiered. Megalith unfortunately has gone down. It's going to be somewhere mid-row again. They can still do the regular combo, but what makes a deck good is having two lines, and Megalith had their regular kind of lock you out of the game line with one of their link, actually having, well, yeah, the regular kind of lock you out of the game line or Bethel, and then they also had the Hulk line. They don't have the Hulk line anymore, which is a shame, which hurts them a lot. Dragons, I'm going to move down. I do think Alberanatus is going to make their branded matchup absolutely horrible, and because of that, I do think Dragons is just not going to be as good as before. Thunder Dragons, I don't know, somewhere bottom of reg, I don't really care. It's not a good deck anymore. Dinos is hard to say. Again, the thing about Dinos that is nice is that they're always good in formats like these with no links and stuff. However, the unfortunate part of that is the top deck branded is very, very good. So it's hard to say. I'm going to say Dinos is going to stay in a similar place to before, but there's a chance it will go up. Now, Earth Machines is definitely one to watch. The thing about, and you know what, let me move this here so it's a bit more clear. The thing about Earth Machines is that they have Therions now, which is nice. It's an Omni Negate basically every turn with recursion. However, it's still Earth Machines. That's all it does. And so it's really, time will tell if this actually matters, if this deck actually becomes relevant. I've been saying for a while, Inferno should be good, but for some reason we're seeing literally nothing from Inferno, so I'm going to leave them in untiered. Not because I think the deck is bad, I think it's really good, but genuinely I've seen nothing from them. Mech Knights is another one that gets a lot better because of a legal knight, and also a little bit because of Therions, but not really. You don't really want to play, is it Regulus? I don't know. Bulain, I don't know, one of them, the psychic one. You don't really want to play him in Mech Knights, but you can, so you can kind of play Therions in Mech Knights, which is okay, but in general it's just a legal knight. A legal knight does a lot for Mech Knights, so we're going to be interesting to see if people play it. Subterrors, somewhere low rogue, doesn't really matter. Burning Abyss, again, somewhere low rogue, not really relevant. Unchained, I'm going to leave in mid rogue as well because no one's playing Unchained. I think everyone forgot after it topped the YCS, people just stopped playing it. Lyrilusk is also going to be somewhere mid to low rogue, it's just not that good a deck. Cyber Dragons, you know my opinion on Cyber Dragons, guys. You know what, look, again, while technically this is a deck that could do okay with Therions, in my opinion, this is the worst Machine Therions deck. I know there's going to be all of you Cyber Dragon players in the chats telling me how wrong I am. Look, send me proof. If you send me proof, I'll move them away from untiered, but you're not going to send me proof. You're just going to complain in the chat, and so Cyber Dragons are staying down there. Infernobles, I'd say mid-rogue. Yeah, nothing really has changed for Infernobles, somewhere mid-rogue. Kragan, look, I think Sharks are going to be tier 2 once their new support comes out. I'm 100% sure. Once the Crystal and Abyss Shark, Heth Knight, and I don't know, whatever they have. whatever the other card is. I think once all that comes out, they'll definitely be a tier 2, and having Desires is awesome. So I do think they're a high tier rogue deck. Yeah, keep an eye out for Sharks. Pure Try did lose a lot in terms of DPE, however, I still think the deck is amazing, especially the branded variant. So I'm going to leave Try at bottom of tier 2. I don't think losing DPE is actually that crucial, because if you guys remember, before DPE came out, Tri Brigade was one of the best decks, and they did get Tenki back as well. So it's like, it's not even like it's a bad deck. I definitely think Pure Try has a chance. And it's funny because when you look at branded right now, branded is just a slightly better version of Try in terms of the way they play, where it's like they play on your turn with branded red to get a huge amount of advantage. That's kind of similar to what Tri Brigade did, where it's like Apollo Revolt and then they revolt on your turn for a huge amount of advantage and then follow up and kill you. So it's like branded is better, but Tri Brigade is still good. It's still a strong game plan. But yeah, branded, best deck of the format, not because it's the strongest deck, but like I said, it's just got the best matchups overall. Ogdoadic is irrelevant. B-Troopers, unfortunately, I'm going to say they're going to have to be somewhere mid-rogue. Losing DP is horrible for the deck. It's really, really sad. DP, I think, was the main reason to play that deck, and that was the deck I was going to play for Nats, but now I don't see a reason why I'd ever play that deck, because you can't play DP. It's a good deck, but it's just not that good. Pendulums is one to watch. I've been testing the heck out of this deck, and it's very, very good, but we need someone to solve the deck for us. We need someone to solve the deck and show us exactly how to do it. Triff, I've been seeing him put work in on the ladder on DB, but yeah, Pens is definitely one to watch. That Blue Eyes build, I still don't know about. I'm going to leave it high rogue. Before I put it tier 2, I'll put it high rogue. I do think there's a chance. Sword Soul's another one which is going to be tier 1 this format. Yeah, just got 2 Desires back. Who cares if they lost the Aurodon? The deck was already getting better and better, and people were moving closer to the pure build anyway, so yeah, Pure Sword Soul, great. Phantom Knights, in my opinion, is a little bit stronger, because while they don't have DP, they still have easy access to the Scythe lock by banishing the trap and then summoning under Bardiche. So because of that, I actually think Phantom Knights is still going to be pretty good. I think it's going to be better than before. I don't know if it, and I think playing less bricks because of DP and stuff like that is also going to be great for the deck. So yeah, we'll see. Dynorphia, while branded is tier 1, Dynorphia I think will struggle to ever get a top and stuff, because she's got such a horrible branded matchup. But I do think Dynorphia has potential, so I'm going to leave them at high rogue, but I do think they have tier 2 potential. Plunder Patrol, tier 2. Plunder Patrol is amazing this format. So many lights and darks in the format right now, which Plunder Patrol loves. The Brave Engine is amazing, because it didn't get touched at all, and Illegal Knight is just so good. Plunder, I've been playing the heck out of Plunder. It is an amazing deck. Keep an eye for it. Cyber Soul Lich is going to go down somewhere into rogue, I think. I think the main strength of this deck was being able to do Verte Dagda. They can't do that anymore. Yes, you can do Hulk Dagda combos, but this card doesn't do it for you. So Cyber Soul Lich I don't think is as good as before. Code Talkers or Heatsoul.deck, we haven't seen anything for it, so I'm just going to leave it in rogue. I'll actually put a bit lower in rogue. Branded Tri Brigade, in my opinion, is still amazing. It's not tier 1, but I think it's going to be high tier 2. I think it's just switching out DPE for the branded engine instead is going to be amazing. And yeah, I really think branded Tri Brigade is a great deck, guys. Keep an eye out for it, because I think it's going to put in work. I've already talked about Dragon, so I don't know why I've got 2 Dragon pictures there. DDD is crap. Yeah, I don't know what to say. There's really nothing relevant. Yeah, they can play Desires in certain DDD builds, but in general, DDD is not a relevant deck. So yeah, it's going down. Mathmex haven't got their support yet, so when they get their support, they'll get a lot better. But yeah, they're down there. We've talked about Megaliths already as well, so Megaliths, yeah, somewhere in the middle of rogue. Shadows, it's sad. There's no reason to ever play Shadows until App Colony, Nadir Server Maximus, all of this stuff goes away. There's no reason to ever play it pure, because it's just, why would you? You can just play the engine without it, and Windows the main good thing about it. So I'm actually going to put Shadow in untiered just because of that, because there's literally, you're playing a worse version of your deck if you're ever playing pure Shadows. Even Predaplants is a better idea than playing pure Shadows. Endymion, unfortunately, is worse than Pendulums right now. I'm actually going to leave them in untiered. Beyond the Pendulum is really bad for them, because it negates your scales. Yeah, it negates your scales and it negates your monsters. So Servant becomes useless, because you can't use Servant to protect or to summon first. Or she's only good in terms of just bringing out random materials to summon, but she's at 1 anyway. And then your monsters on field can't protect your summon as well beyond the Pendulum. So Beyond the Pendulum doesn't really do anything for Endymion. So sadly, even though it's the Pendulum deck I like more, I think Beyond the Pendulum is significantly worse than I think Endymion is significantly worse than Pens. Flipping it, tongue twister. At the moment, so yeah, definitely just going to be untiered. Grim Marjorie has gone up though. We have got Desires, which is quite nice, slow format, and Grim Marjorie is also really good against decks like Flunder, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Mystic Mindburn, it's a bit better, but it's still, don't try this deck this format. Adamantipator, somewhere in the middle of Rogue. We'll see what happens. Live Twins, again, yeah, just not really doing much in my opinion. Somewhere in the middle of Rogue. It can play Baguska, but that's about it. Orcust, same as Thunder. Orcust and Thunder, it's like, again, guys, everything below, like, I would say the first, like, 10 in Rogue, I don't care. Like, the position of them, I don't care. I don't know. I could be wrong. This could be slightly better than that. That could be slightly better than that. Who cares? It's not relevant to me. The point is they're not that good, so don't play them. And just because I'm actually going to move up Grim Margie, because Grim Margie is one that I do think is worth playing. Zodiac, untiered, unfortunately, because they haven't got any cards. Pure Dogmatica, somewhere at the bottom of Rogue, just not that good. Prank Kids, guys, these guys need to be on Suicide Watch. It's not fair. They got really, really hardcore slapped. Now, Prank Kids is still a good deck. They have starters. They can even do things like use the Predaplant card, for example, the Predaplant engine in their deck, for example, to search starters and stuff like that. However, they are significantly worse than they were before. So yeah, Prank Kids no longer a meta deck. I would say somewhere Rogue, somewhere high Rogue. It's still a good Rogue deck, but not that good. Pure Eldritch is definitely going to be high tier 2 and a chance of being tier 1 in this format because, like I said, we are moving into a slower format. Yeah, Lyrilux Tri-Brigade, I think these are the worst variants of Tri-Brigade in general now. It's just not the format for them. Paleozoic is irrelevant, don't play it. Dragoon variants in general are up. Dragoon variants are up, like I said, because it's harder and harder and harder. It's harder and harder and harder to play such a deck this format. Just because, sorry, it's harder and harder and harder to splash Dragoon into other decks because Verte is not here, which is going to be really, really helpful for Dragoon variants. Sun Avalon, I'm going to put in one to watch. I personally think it's somewhere low Rogue, but people keep saying it's going to put in work. I could be wrong. Show me some evidence, guys. Go in the chat and show me some replays of you smashing people with Sun Avalons. Whether it's going to be mid to low Rogue, it's a great deck, it's a fun deck, but it's not meta or anything. Predaplants is another one to watch. They got a lot of support now. I think it's likely that Predaplants is going to end up as an engine because Bioslip and Ambuloides are amazing cards, and Ophis, Scorpio, and Darlington Cobra are already amazing cards. We're already seeing that being used to search Fusion Destiny, which is quite cool. But it's going to be interesting to see if that progresses on as time goes on. So yeah, Predaplant's definitely one to watch. Scareclaw, somewhere mid to low Rogue. Someone told me that they're missing their Link 1, so that's the issue. Yeah, once they get the Link 1, maybe they'll go up, but for now they're bad. And Therions is definitely going to be a tier 1, at the very least as an engine. Pure Therions doesn't seem to be amazing, but as an engine, it definitely seems to be quite solid. So yeah, guys, this is about what I'd say the meta is at the moment. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens going forward. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Give me some love on this channel, and I'll talk to you all soon. Peace.